Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Bruce here, traveling with Bruce. Welcome to today's video. It's a rant. It's a rant. Tuesday, September the 26th, 2023. And I thought I would do a video today to talk to you folks out there who are planning a trip to Europe in the near future, in the next year or so. You've always wanted to come here, haven't been here for a while. What's it like? What's happening? That type of thing. And I thought today, rather than give you stand around the campfire and sing Kumbaya, good time kind of a video, I would tell you a couple of things that are really bugging me right now that I'm not very happy about here. Some things I'm okay with. It's not all bad, but I thought today I would give you a bit of an idea of what has been happening so far on our trip. Now, just to clarify, my Jennifer Aniston lookalike wife and I are now 68, so we are not kids with backpacks. We don't have endless energy. We're not going to go for bungee jumps and scary, exciting adventures. We are seniors, and we are seniors with a little bit of money to enjoy what we want to enjoy. And we expect to get value for our money. Who wouldn't when you're, traveling out there in the wild, wild world? I just wanted to clarify, we're not on a sabbatical from college or anything like that. We're empty nesters, and we're out here for about a 10-week holiday, which many of you wish you could do and you can't. I totally understand it. And so let's move on from there. So that gives you some background about where I'm coming from. Okay. My better half, my gal, has some mobility issues, and so we really are trying to take it easy and not overdo it. And many travelers out there are like us in our age group. We're just not as active as we once were and wish we were, and we have to take care of ourselves. And so we try to determine in advance, where are we going to go, what are we going to do, and how are we going to do it. Now, this trip that we've been on, we started our trip in basically in London, and no complaints in London. As a matter of fact, here I am near the eye. Sorry for the fuzzy photo, but that is the big eye in London. And we had a 6-day stay there, and we took taxis for rides. We also took Ubers, and we did not do any of the underground subway line traveling at all. Again, with mobility issues, Jen walking with a cane and or being, hasn't got that much endurance. We're not going to go up and down flights of stairs in tubes. We're not even interested in racing onto or off of escalators. We don't want to be in anybody's way. And there you have it. And so we'll take these forms of transportation that cost us more, but we get more, and no complaints. Man, oh man, the cab drivers in London, absolutely the best. Uber drivers in London, fantastic, absolutely wonderful. They have their, they know before they pick you up where you're going. You have to declare your intentions, and they've got their maps on their car GPS systems. It's great. It's just great. Price is right. It's cheaper using an Uber than a cab. And so all in all, London was fantastic. We had a quick 2-night stay in Liverpool, nothing to worry about there. All was well. And we ended up visiting some relatives in Germany. We ended up in Hamburg, Germany. In Hamburg, we ended up in a hotel that I would highly recommend to any of you out there. If you're ever going to go to Hamburg, the reason you go is the city itself, but also the miniature museum, which we saw. This is the second time in 2 years we've seen this place. Here's the hotel, Madison Hotel in downtown Hamburg. This is a hotel that is a real surprise. You think you're in a 4-star, 3-4-star place. Sorry, that's the wrong picture. There it is again. But you end up with a room like this. You play your cards right. Now, we, again, are not $79.99 a night visitors. We're not staying in hostels. we're looking for rooms with a bit of room. We'd like to have a chair with an ottoman so my wife can lift her leg and just relax and all this sort of stuff. And I need a working desk. I'm a YouTuber after all. And so this was our room. This is kind of what it looked like. It's a stock photo. And it was absolutely delightful. No complaints, worth every penny. If you can get that room for under 300 a night, 250 US, 200 a night US, you are stealing real estate in Dortmund. You are getting a deal here. Lots of room, clean and a professional staff, and it includes a buffet breakfast to die for. First rate, 5-star buffet breakfast, absolutely the best. So far, my rant is positive. No problems there. From Hamburg, we went to Copenhagen, and we took the train. And here's the problem. Here we begin with problems. Here is a photo of an ICE train. That's Intercity Express from Deutsche Bahn. And I got to tell you, the folks at Deutsche Bahn have got problems. We were in Europe, Jen and I, in 2014 and 15. And we were in Europe last year, 2022, and we had a delightful time traveling the ice trains. No trouble at all. Clean, quick, on time, great staff. Something happened in the last year that has upset the apple cart. Something has happened, and it isn't one thing. Here's one thing that's happening, unfortunately, and this is, you can't blame Deutsche Bahn, really. It's called construction, and it's called maintenance, and it's called rebuilding, and it's called investing in your business. And all along the rail lines and various rail stations, you've got a lot of this going on, and this can't help but put trains off schedule. Here's another problem: a heavy usage of travelers this year. A lot more people traveling this year, getting their chance to see the world after being locked up, like all of us were during COVID. And so, with more people, you've got more stress on the system, and therefore you're going to have a system that isn't necessarily going to work very well. And so Deutsche Bahn has had its issues. Now, we took the train from Dortmund to Hamburg. We were delayed. We went from Hamburg to Copenhagen, hours behind, hours. We went from Copenhagen to Stockholm, hours delays. And that isn't Deutsche Bahn. That is the Denmark and the Swedish rail. They were having problems. And so we've had a run of bad luck when it comes to rail travel. We're using a Euro pass, which is fabulous. We bought a first class senior Euro pass. We're very happy with it. We had one last year. We've got one this year. 10 days of travel in any 60-day window. We've already got our money out of the pass. No question about that. That's not the issue. The issue is we are on trains for many hours more than expected, and this is not good. We have issues like going from Hamburg to Copenhagen. We had to get off the first train we were on to get on a second train that ran in Denmark, rather than just put a locomotive on the front of our existing train that was a Denmark train. No, not a Denmark locomotive. We had to get on a completely different train. Well, surprise, surprise. We get off the train we're on, which was full, big train, lots of cars, 15 cars. We're getting on a train that's smaller. There are people standing in between cars. Luckily, we found a seat. Unbelievable nightmare. No reservations are honored for anything because you're in a different train. This was not scheduled, but is scheduled now. Nightmare. It's not a nightmare if you're a college student with backpacks. You can sit on the floor between cars because you're wearing jeans and you're young and okay. But if you're 68 and you have limited mobility issues, your wife needs to sit down. Happy wife, happy life, not good times. So thankfully, yes, we did find seats. Getting into Copenhagen, we had even more fun. Getting into Copenhagen, we were treated to the scenario where our cab driver did not know where our hotel was. This is ridiculous. These poor cabbies, these are the guys that are allowed to stand outside the rail station to pick you up. This is their territory, the city of Copenhagen and the city of Stockholm and the city of Berlin and all these cities. They give their cab drivers rights of carriage, where to do their business. They pay, of course, which means we pay. But when you are picked up at a main train station in Europe, you expect your cab driver to kind of know the downtown area that we're trying to go to. And in Copenhagen, our poor driver did not know where our hotel was. This was our hotel in Copenhagen, the Island Hotel. I can't recommend this highly enough. Fantastic place, 1.5 miles from the rail station, across the street from the brand new IKEA store, and next door to a huge 4 levels high shopping mall right on the waterfront. Look at that. Gorgeous place. Our poor cabbie did not know where this hotel was, didn't know where the IKEA was, and was having trouble figuring out how to even get to the mall. We were basically telling him where to turn, how to get to our hotel, and we've never been in Copenhagen before. Unbelievable. I'm telling you, crazy. Our next stop was in Stockholm, Sweden, and the train getting there delayed by hours. We were 4 hours late. We were exhausted by the time we got there, because you're just going and going, and the last 3 hours are in pure darkness because the sun is down at 7 and you're not going to get there till 10:30 at night. Thank God our hotel was a wonderful surprise. We had a cab driver who knew how to get to our hotel. Thank goodness for that. But the cab driver knew what we knew, that this hotel, the Berns Hotel in Stockholm, is a historical structure. And it is famous for having entertainers over many, many decades entertain in the breakfast room, which is this room. Oh my God, chandeliers hanging from the ceiling, balconies up there. This is where Ella Fitzgerald has performed, Count Basie has performed, the Supremes performed. This was a room that was really a hotspot of Stockholm for decades. Today, it's more of a restaurant type facility than anything else, but it can hold weddings and receptions and so on. But we had breakfast here every morning as part of our hotel. And Berns Hotel in Stockholm, highly recommended. In Stockholm, however, no Ubers. There are no Uber services available. You have to use the cabs. The good news is they know where they're going, so we're okay there. From Stockholm, we ended up in Berlin, and the publicity shot for our hotel, the Hampton Inn in Berlin, is this shot right here. They're trying to tell you here, oh yes, our hotel is right near Alexanderplatz, where the giant TV tower is, which you can see from all over Berlin. But here's a reality shot. This is the hotel, same shot, but not cropped. And it's right on the street corner. And let me tell you, kids, you cannot park a car in front of the main doors of the hotel. It's a no parking zone. There is no actual lane for a cab to pick you up and drop you off. They literally have to drop you off illegally in front of the hotel. If you want to be legally dropped off, they have to turn the corner and you have to walk 50 yards on the open sidewalk with your suitcases behind you to get into your hotel. Again, if you're 25, 35 and in great health, not a problem. But if you've got mobility issues, that a 50-yard walk is hell on earth. And then you're in a room like this. One person can get to the bed. The other person can't really get to the bed. You're quickly reminded you're not in Kansas anymore, buddy. You are now on the road. You're in a hotel you would find in Orlando, Phoenix, Atlanta, Peoria, Calgary, Alberta. You're in a hotel room that is tiny, tight, run by a U.S. corporation, and you're not enjoying what you enjoyed in Hamburg. This ain't no Hamburg hotel, baby. You're back in good old North America. And apart from the fact that this hotel was by the Alexanderplatz, which has lots of places to eat, lots of places to shop, and a rail station to go anywhere you want, that was the only advantage that this hotel had. The pricing of this room was the same price as this room right here. And you feel ripped off when you do so, but such is life when you're on the road. We got to we left Berlin, and we ended up coming to Vienna, where we are right now. And we're in a beautiful suite here, 700 square foot room. We have a separate bedroom, a separate living room, dining area, a separate bathroom. I mean, it's again a boutique hotel, same price as the hotel in Berlin. But I gotta tell you, kids, we got off the train, delayed train again, and the cab drivers have exclusive rights right at the front door of the train station, the Vienna Hauptbahnhof, Central Rail Station. And I had the pleasure of meeting a cab driver who was first in line. I was pointed by the other drivers. Oh, he's first in line. And Jennifer and I are coming towards him with two big suitcases, two small carry-on suitcases. Jennifer's got her cane. She's limping along. And we come up to this guy, and he gets out of his car, meets us at the back of his car where his trunk is, and he's eating something from a little fruit cup or something like that. And, oh, hello, folks. Where are you headed to today? Instead of popping the trunk and putting our bags in there, he's asking us where we're headed. We tell him the name of our hotel, and he gives us where's that? And I'm thinking, trouble in River City. If you don't know the name, you don't recognize the name of our hotel in downtown Vienna. He wanted me to provide him the address of the hotel, which I did by opening up my Expedia app, standing there with 50 cabs behind this guy. I'm trying to show him. I find him the address. I show it to him, and he looks at it like I'm showing him something in Greek. And he says to me, "You pay cash?" I said, "No, I pay card." He goes, "Oh, sorry, I only take cash." I was about to slug this guy. I was ready to nail this bastard to the wall. But my 68th year of maturity held me back just enough. I turned around, literally in the middle of this two-lane street of two rows of cabs, 25 deep. And I yelled out, "Does anyone here take a credit card?" And 15 drivers put their hands up. I said, "I need a taxi now." And the second guy back immediately waved me over. And we ended up going with that guy. It was unbelievable, the absolute lowball tactics this guy was using. Jennifer reminded me, she said, "It was a good thing we didn't go with this guy, because if we did have cash, who knows how much he would have charged us. He may have quoted us a flat rate and tried to rip us off." I'm thinking, this guy's licensed by the city of Vienna. I know what it's like to be a licensed cab driver, period, because I was one when I was a young man. I had to take all the tests and everything else. And I know the guys in London, England would never work like this. I mean, there is no way this would be tolerated. How this guy even has a license is beyond me. And this is 2023 in Vienna, where you just do not expect this from a cab. Needless to say, our travels for the rest of our stay here in Vienna will be using Ubers, because in Uberland, you get the rate up front. They tell you how long it'll be until your Uber gets there. If you don't like the rate, you don't have to take it. You can always find another way around it. But boy, I'll tell you, I was ready to hit this guy and give him that Will Smith dope slap that he so richly deserved. One more thing I want to talk about on this rant of mine. I hope you don't mind. Jennifer and I have been suffering from a little bit of a cold. We were getting a little catch in our throat, and we had to go to a pharmacy. We needed to go to a drugstore. I wanted to acquire some cough syrup just to kind of smooth this out and help with the congestion and all this sort of stuff. And Jen wanted some cough drops. Rather than some candy cough drops, she wanted a cough drop with some medicine in it. Well, to do that, in Europe, you have to go to a pharmacy, and here's a photo of a typical pharmacy. What you'll note is little tiny kiosks at the back of the store if you ever come here. And what you'll note in the front of the store, virtually no selection of goods for sale. There might be 10, 15 feet of product available for you, and everything else, you have to go to the counter and ask. There is no lineup over here for 10 items or less like you have in the US or Canada. None of these, 20,000 square foot type drugstores or whatever these things are, 3,000 square foot drugstores. These are 300 to 600 square foot size drugstores. And you are talking to a person behind the counter that is not a high school student working on a part-time job, or someone who can't get a full-time job anywhere else doing anything else. And so they're a checkout person at a Rite Aid or a Shoppers Drug Mart in Canada. You're dealing with in effect, a licensed health professional, and they ask you, what do you need? You tell them what the issue is. They start asking you questions. Oh, you have a cough? Oh, have you got a fever? Are you having trouble sleeping? Are you congested? Are you allergic to anything? These are doctor questions these people are asking for you to buy cough syrup. They then would recommend one of two things. We have this one here, or this one, or this one. What would you prefer? They narrowed it down from 25 brands and 5 versions of each brand down to this or this or this will work for you. And you pick the one you like, and the end, it's all over. You're done. You're in and out of there so fast. You can't believe it that in less than 5 minutes, you were able to get what you wanted, exactly what you wanted and needed, and it's right almost every single time. I say kudos to how it's done here versus how we do it where we come from, because as you folks know, in North America, you're going up and down these aisleways and you're trying to find like headache tablets. How many versions do you want of headache tablets? You want decongestants, you want whatever. It's unbelievable. What you will not find in these pharmacies are cosmetics. You won't find, stuff to make you prettier. That's not what they're there for. This is strictly really a pharmacy for pharmaceutical needs. And I got to tell you, I like it, I have to say. Anyway, those are my thoughts on our trip so far to Europe. Those of you coming here, wanting to come here, I got to tell you, the systems are overloaded. Rail lines across all countries are having troubles. It's not just Germany. I'm not picking on Germany. Hotels, if you go with a boutique kind of a brand or one-offs, you might be pleasantly surprised at how nice it is. Do your homework on Expedia to check out these places and read the reviews. Make sure they have air conditioning. Make sure you can get breakfast included. I'd recommend you get a hotel room in Europe with breakfast included. It's usually a breakfast buffet, your choice to help yourself. You'll always find scrambled eggs, hard-boiled eggs, bacon, sausage, probably potatoes. You might find pancakes or waffles most of the time. You'll certainly find fresh fruit. You'll find all your cereals, all kinds of bread selections, excellent coffee. Worth it. Absolutely worth it. From the worst one to the best one, it's worth it. It beats all to hell a North American breakfast included hotel where you get styrofoam plates with plastic forks and knives and a plastic or styrofoam coffee cup with a little stir stick made of plastic. That's the North American way most of the time. Here, 3 stars and up, real dishes, real forks and knives, real spoons, real sugar, substitute sugar available, real good coffee, the kind of coffee where the machine has the grinder on the top and it grinds your cup of coffee automatically for each serving. No coffee syrup here that I've run into. Worth your while. Thanks for joining me today on TWB, Traveling with Bruce. Please subscribe to the channel if you like the rants. We'll keep them coming. We'll tell you what we really think is going on. And we'll catch you all later, everybody. Have a great day, and bye for now.